Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host Bruce Outrich, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Lead Pedal Podcast. I'm your host, Bruce Outrich, and today we're going to just talk about some of the people that we've had on over the years and a little recap of our sponsors and stuff like that. Before we get to it, let me tell you about a sponsor that we got on today's show. Today's show, we got Bison Transport. As you know, they were one of the safest fleets on the road. They've got the Right to Decide program, which is critical for drivers to let them know that they are doing things properly. And they've been a big supporter of our show over the years for sure. So big thank you to Bison Transport for doing that. All right, let's get on to the podcast here and let you know what's going on. We got lots of stuff going on, so big thank you for that. Let's start with some of the things we just want to talk today. It's a bit lighter since it's December. You know, when we're in December, it's a bit lighter about what things are going to do. Next week, we're going to have a whole recap of the year for you and all of that. But I just want to talk about some of the people and some of the sponsors that we've had on the show over the years and why it's important to have them. Let's start off with the sponsors, because without the sponsors, we wouldn't be able to keep this going. So big thank you. I just mentioned Bison Transport. They're one of our big ones here. They've been with us for years. Big thank you to Bison. They do have a great program. I know that these are all sponsors, so obviously we're talking about them in a positive light, but they do have one of the safest fleets on the road. They have one of the best finishing programs in the world on the road, and their drivers are very happy. We've had many drivers on over the years, so I know that you would really understand that they're a large fleet and they do make mistakes and they have issues like everybody else, but overall they are really a great program. The next one that we have here is another one here, and this is CAT Transport. And CAT Transport has been with us for a few years now. The team is awesome to work with. They really do enjoy what they do, and they have a really green fleet. Now, I'm not going to just tell you that because they're a sponsor, but they are really a good company. They've been a best managed fleet for a number of years, and I want to just say thank you to Kat for being part of it. Of course, my buddies over here at Chrome Supply Warehouse are one of my favorites. The owner of Chrome Supply Warehouse, Brett, is also a good friend of mine. We've been trucking together for over 20 years as far as working for the same fleets and being in the industry and all of that. So happy to have them on as not only a sponsor but as a friend, and love working with them for sure. They are really a great fleet, the whole team over there. Some place that you may not want to go as a driver is Driver Check. Driver Check has been with us for many years. They're a great team as well. It started with the team has changed over the years, but still a great team doing great things. And we really enjoy working with the Driver Check team. They are really good at supporting small businesses and events and people in the industry. And I really like that. That's one of the big things that we like about Driver Check, and big thank you to Driver Check for being on. Another one that has been with us for years, and we are fortunate. We are very fortunate to have great sponsors over the years. Ontario Truck Driving School, they are amazing. Gus and the team. Started off with Jim Campbell. I got to say a big shout out to Jim, because Jim has been absolutely amazing in all of this. And you know what? He's the one who kind of started it all. Jim and I are part of the Fleet Safety Council together, and we've met over the years. I used to do some training for them. I know a lot of their instructors and a lot of their team, and they really are an amazing place, and a big thank you to them for being part of the Lead Pedal team and the Lead Pedal family and all of that kind of stuff, because they really do a great job, and we're happy to represent them because they do things in a positive way. Got to give another big shout out, and this one goes out to our friends over at RIMS Transport. In fact, Eric, the guy that's in this picture here, Eric was one of my students at Ontario Truck Driving School, and now he's gone on to RIMS, and he's on his second truck. This is his second truck. I don't know if he's probably on a third one by now. But Gene Emsley of RIMS is an amazing guy. Everybody likes working with Gene. He's the one who's the general manager over at RIMS, and big thank you to to Gene and the whole team at RIMS. They're really good to work with. We've had a good relationship with them over the years. They're still great sponsors, and they've been with us for a long time as well. And then I've got to say a big thank you to our friends over at Rosedale. Rosedale is a fleet out of Mississauga, Ontario. They got terminals all across. I got to tell you, I got to say a big shout out to Transrep. Kim Richardson was the one that connected me with the team over at Rosedale, and Rosanna Preston, of course, is amazing. I now work with Dale probably most of the time, but the fleet over there is really a top-notch fleet. We say that all the time because they're sponsors, but we really do believe that. And that's the nice thing about what we do here. The one thing that we're really doing is we are actually invested in these sponsors. They're not just sponsors to us. They're people, we know these fleets. We know the management styles. We know that they're trying to do things right, and yeah, not everybody does things right, but they are really trying to do things right. So big thank you to all of the sponsors there. And then the last one here, and we've had a couple more that are not on here, but let me just tell you a little bit about RS2000 Tax Services. They're a big sponsor of our shows as well. They were with us since the beginning. They were really a great sponsor. We use them ourselves, so they are not just sponsors. We actually use them for our taxes, and they are an amazing team over there, and we really enjoy working with them. Some of the ones we've had over the years: Driver Verified, Caleb and his team have been with us for a couple of years. The Trucking Network, Naveen Nav, has been with us for a few years. We actually had Amazon on last year. So we've had a few over the years. Some go, some come. But I gotta say, we've been pretty stable for the most part. We've had people on. We had Drive Weather for a while. And so we've had a pretty good staple of people that have tried. We had Rick Blatter on. He was doing his own thing. So we're really fortunate to have people, and we want to just say a big thank you to everybody for sponsoring and being advertisers on our podcast. Without you, we couldn't keep this thing going. It's been 10 years. We'll be talking more about that over the next few weeks. But we really want to say a big thank you to everybody there. So now I want to get into some of the supporters and the fan club members that we have. But before we do that, let me just tell you about RIMS Transport. I mentioned them already, but they're an amazing fleet. They're an owner-operator based fleet out of Hamilton, Ontario. And the cool thing about them is that they really do have a great fleet and a great mentality. They own a number of different companies. They haul steel for the most part, flatbed, but they also have a bulk tanker division and an end dump division. So if you want to check them out, rimstransport.com. They run about a 500-mile radius out of Hamilton. They run a heavy U.S., tandem U.S., and then they have regional and they have local work as well. So check them out. rimstransport.com is where you can go and check them out for sure. Let me talk about, we have some great fan club members. I got to say, we've got some of probably the best fan club members around. But let me just talk about the winners. So as you know, we have a fan club draw every year. We usually have one every month. We try to have one. We miss the odd month depending on when it is. But our fan club members for 2024 were pretty cool, I must say, because we had Brett Akey. Now Brett won. He was the featured truck for 2023. We did it a bit late last year. We actually had it happen in I think it was March by the time it's February when we chose him, because we didn't start the voting until late December. This year we're doing it a bit earlier so that we ending in December, and then January we will announce our winner, or the end of December. But Brett won. He had his 1978 Peterbilt. It's the 352 cab over. This thing has been a 10-year project for him, and he brought out, and he just won all of the shows all the way down for sure. So way to go, Brett. That's and then we went to his place. We had here's where he won in March. We went and we had all kinds of stuff going on for him as far as what he won. You can go watch the whole video on this on YouTube. But he won a cartoon of his truck. He won his truck on blankets and stuff, pillows, coffee mug, all of that stuff he had. We were going to give him Chrome Shop stuff, but he owns a Chrome Shop, so we didn't do that. So way to go, Brett. He was our featured truck winner and our March contest winner. And then we had Kevin, who is with 905 Game Zone. He won our April draw, and this was a draw that we had, and he won a logo because that's what he asked for. He was asking for a picture for his game, his new business he started for parties and stuff. And so that's what he won. We did a logo of his business for him for the win. And then we had our next one was Dan Flanagan. Now Dan won. We were at Truck World this year. Dan won our draw. So we kind of had two draws in April, which we usually have one a month. So we had two draws in April. Dan won our second draw, and I believe he won I forget what we were giving away, but I believe it was a gift card we were giving away for that one. And then in June, so that was kind of our May draw. That was at the end of April, so we counted that as our May draw. And then Rob Allardyce, who is with the Woodstock Truck Show, won our June. He's such a great supporter of our show. He won a $50 gift card for doing all he does, and we're still working with Rob. I'm looking forward to his show this year for sure. Then in July, Margaret Hogg, who's been a great supporter of our show, she won a $25 gift card to a golf. I know she's a big golfer, so we did it to Golf Town. So congrats, Margaret, on winning that, and thank you for all you do. She was a really good supporter of our show for sure. In August, Cindy Schultz. Now she's more on our Lead Pedal Radio side, but great supporter of our show. She listens to all of our shows and is always involved and online and all that stuff. And Cindy won $25 gift card in August. I believe it was a Tim Hortons card we sent her. And then we went to, we were at Skillix, and Skillix gave us a whole bunch of extra shirts and hats, and I took out the ones I like, and then we used some for fan club draws. So in September, Michael Broncala won our fan club draw for September. He won a Skillix shirt, which he wanted. He was going to buy one. We said, hey, you might win the draw. So he won that, and he's down in the States. He's down in Illinois, and he won a Skillix hat, and he's been doing us proud for what he's doing. Then Mike Murchison won in October. Mike is a musician with Lead Pedal Radio. He's also a truck driver. He's been a big supporter of our show, and he won our October 2024 draw, and he won a Skillix prize pack as well. And then we went into November, and in November, Ken Leonard won, and Ken's a musician out of Milton, Ontario. Sorry, he won our November one. He won a Skillix hat. He won a Jeff Campbell T-shirt and another hat that he won as well. And then it got stuck in the mail, so I think he's still waiting on that. That's what we were going to be talking. Hopefully, you'll be seeing that soon. So then our December one is. We're waiting to see who's going to win the featured truck contest. So that will be our December winner. They'll get their prize in January, but that'll be our December winner. And then we will have another prize pack. We will have another draw in January probably. So there we go. So that's our fan club winners. So congratulations to all of them for doing what they do and being great supporters of our show. We also need to share with you some of the other amazing fan club members that we have. We get so many great fan club members, and they're always we've got probably over 800 people in our fan club. Many over the years have been real supporters of our show and doing things. We've met them on at events and stuff like that. Some of them have changed companies, but we just wanted to say thank you to everybody for being really great supporters. Some people are just our listeners. Some people are actually active in the fan club. Some hire us. I got to say, there's so many people that are just doing amazing things, and thank you very much for all you do. The team over over at Contrans, Ashley and the team at Contrans, and there's Sherry, the team over at 18 for Life, and all kinds of stuff come out. Now Insurance, everybody's been really supportive of our show, and I got to say a big thank you to everybody, the guys at Oakwood Transport, Jeremy and the team. All the shows, we're going to be talking about the shows more. We've got people like Wayne Binkley, who's been around, and Rita, and all these people who have helped us over the years and been part of the shows and have come down and seen us at the shows, and we really love seeing everybody. So a big thank you to everybody for being a loyal supporter of our shows, for sure. It really has made a big difference to everybody. As you know, over the last couple years, we reached 1,000 people on our podcast, and 1,000 episodes. We're up to about 1,300 episodes now, and really doing some amazing things. So just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody for doing what you do and being part of our shows and being supporters of our podcast. You've really made a great difference in what we do and how we do it, and we really want to say thank you to everybody. It's been super cool being with everybody, for sure. So there's our fan club for sure. I do want to tell you a little bit about RS2000 Tax Services. As you know, they are they're super important to us. We actually use them ourselves for our taxes. They specialize in the trucking and farming industries. And I got to say, we had an accountant for a long time, and we switched over to RS2000. And just in the advice alone has been worth the change, worth the money, and they really know their stuff. They really know, and they specialize in trucking. They really understand that. So if you want to go and get a team, here we are at the end of another year. Do not go through another year like we did over the last few years, where we kept thinking we should have changed accountants and we didn't. You want to try RS2000 Tax. Go to rs2000tax.com. Make sure you tell them that we sent you, for sure. All right, before we go, we are going to have kind of a weird week this week and next week as far as show goes. We are going to have some recaps coming up. We've got some featured truck stuff coming up, so lots of stuff coming up. But you may see that there's only 3 shows instead of 4 because of Christmas and New Year's and all that kind of stuff. But we are still getting everybody in there. So a big thank you to everybody for being part of the shows. It's been amazing to see everybody, for sure. So you know what? I just want to say a big thank you to everybody. And when we come back, I'm just going to, I'll just do it now. I think I'll just do it now. I want to just say a big thank you to everybody for being part of our network here. And I just had a graphic I was going to bring up, that one here. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. Merry Christmas, happy holidays from the Lead Pedal Podcast. Happy Hanukkah if you're not celebrating Christmas. And a big thank you to everybody. Without you, we would not get to where we're going. So thank you so much for being part of the Lead Pedal Podcast family and for doing all you do, because we know it has been an amazing journey, and it's amazing with you guys, for sure. We really appreciate it. So thank you, everybody, for being on. Thanks for doing what you do, and we really do appreciate that you took the time. You've taken the time to listen to our podcast, share them, and be part of our live stuff and all of that kind of stuff. And we're looking forward to a lot for 2025. So thank you very much, and we will see you next time, my friends.